Okay, so hi everyone, this is Let's Discuss a Paper right after reading it. In this journal club, we selected paper and started to read the paper 2 hours ago, and then we are going to discuss the paper now. Today we have two people. Chanshen, can you introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Qian Chen, and I'm currently a PhD student at Monash University, Australia.
Okay, thank you, Chanshen. And I'm Yota Kaushima. I am doing research assistant in Japan now. Yeah, today we're gonna discuss a paper titled "High Performance Neuroprosthesis for Speech Decoding and Avatar Control" by Metziger et al. 2023 from Nature. Before the discussion, I'll give you a quick summary of this paper. So, the speech is really important in our, social environment, but some brain damages cause the speech loss. So, for those people who have that kind of problem, we need a solution. And there are several approaches. And one of them are decode speech from neuroactivity. And the previous study has been, doing or decode the sentences in the form of text from neuroactivities. But this paper tries to decode not only text, but also speech, audio, and facial expression that can be kind of, implemented by using avatar, so virtual face. Okay, so in order to do that, there are several key components in this in their papers. And one of them is that they used a high density 253 channel ECG recordings. That is really, that gives us a really, high, resolution, temporal and spatial informations. And also they use the deep learning. So what they did is train or deep learning by using neural activities, while in this paper, they had only one person as a participant, but they trained deep neural network with neural activities while the person attempt to speech. And then they evaluated their approach. Again, they try to generate text, speech, audio, and facial expression of avatar. So for text, it's easy to evaluate, I guess, or it's straightforward because what they need to do was just check whether the generated text is just the same as the one provided to the person, the participant. But for the audio speech, what they did is, just compare the generated and the reference speech audio, but also they ask online crowd evaluators to assess whether the speech is, or what they heard from the generated speech, and then check whether that's consistent with the reference. And they did something similar to evaluate the facial expression of the avatar. So they asked online crowd sourced list evaluators to assess whether the facial expression is match with the reference or not. But anyway, so what they provided or what they showed in this paper is that although they had only one, person with paralysis, but they showed that they had a quite a high performed neuroprosthesis that can decode speech in form of text and speech audio and avatar facial expression. And that's the kind of summary of this paper. I skipped the, maybe some important components. So Changshen, if you want, can you add them in my summary?
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with your summary. But just probably one of the novel point of their approach compared to previous approach is that they were able to decode the text of the speech and also, the sound and the facial avatar thing in real time or like in a rate that is much faster than before. And if I remember correctly, the patient herself has been using the kind of decoding. Oh, it's not the patient herself, but like the previous ones, they can only output like probably one word every 3 seconds or something. It's very slow compared to actual natural speaking rates. And from the patient's perspective, this new approach would definitely help their verbal communication more efficient and effective.
Yeah, that's very important point that I didn't mention. But these techniques, try to do the real-time decodings. And I think end of this paper, they mentioned that the participant was really happy about that. I mean, the result. Because she again had a paralyzed, and so she couldn't speak, and also she couldn't move her hand, maybe fingers. So it's very difficult for her. I don't know whether her or him, but
Her.
but the person, could speak much quicker than before. The communication, the speed, improved quite a lot. So that's, very important. Okay. Anyway. So maybe we can go to the discussion part. Do you have anything, Chanshan?
I probably read very quickly through the part where they also capture the emotion expression alongside with. So with the avatar generation, they have two goals. First is to make the avatar move their mouth. That's in line with the speech sounds. And then the second part is for the face of the avatar to express some kind of emotional emotions. And they did that separately. So the emotion recreation and during the training phase, they did the emotion capture and training with separately from the generation of sounds in line with the motion of the face. I wonder how the two can be, I don't know, synchronized. And also, here the captured emotions, they only have like 3 emotions, each with 3 intensity. So that's
yeah. So to be honest, I couldn't read that emotion part. but if I remember correctly, they used some language model, and then what they did was, first of all, they decode the, phone, some phonetic information from neural activities, and then convert that information into, other form like text or movement of mouse or something. And then maybe from that, you can infer some emotion, or maybe the sentence based on the sentence.
Oh, they actually have like a dedicated session for no speech, just emotion expression. So they ask
Okay.
the participant to make the face of surprise at 3 intensities, so low, medium, high, and then happy is low, medium, high, and then
Mhm.
sad, high, and yeah, and then at the same, like alongside that, in the meantime, they also do this, uh, manipulate the mouth movement
Hmm.
to train that in line with the sound. So I
Hmm.
wonder how like the two can combine very naturally,
I see.
right? Like you're asking the mouth to like smiling while saying something.
Hmm.
But I guess it would be clearer if we can see the demo. Yeah, to
Uh,
see how natural it is
yeah,
when the two come.
yeah, I see. As to the video, I checked the website, YouTube, and then they uploaded some videos, not only from, some like the science, scientific report or something, but also from their lab, or maybe from the university.
I see.
And
Is it
then,
really natural?
hmm?
Is it really natural?
So what I wanted to say was that, I didn't, yeah, I don't think that part was included in the video. Only,
Oh,
just, how that technology, or what that technology can do, and that's it. So they didn't.
so
Yeah.
in the video of those avatars speaking, when the patient is trying to speak, do you see any facial expressions on the avatar, or it's just like just speaking
Avatar
emotionless?
part, I forgot. I didn't see that. What I saw was, just on the display, there's some prompt, and then, you know when the, person try to speech, you know that sentences will be displayed on that monitor or something like that. So I don't know whether there are any, demo video of this avatar's facial expression, but I guess, they have something. They should have something in maybe supplementary material. You can find the link to the video, but yeah, I didn't find that part in the video I watched. So yeah, I just don't know. And yeah, mm, mm, I was going to say one thing, but I forgot what it was. So yeah,
Really take some time to think,
yeah,
try to remember.
yeah, I need to remember. Yeah, what was that? I think something important, but ah, yes, um, not not like maybe question, but in the paper they mentioned that, you know here what they tried to decode was not like a internal speech.
Yeah, they were like trying to silence.
Yeah. So it's like and also they decoded this, or recall the neural activities from, sensory areas,
Oh,
right? So what they try to do is like try to, decode the movement of mouse or something, right? I guess.
Yes.
And then try to convert that into like a speech, text, facial expression, something like that. So I guess it's better to say that, what they try to do is like not like a mind reading kind of stuff, I guess. Meaning that, internal speech, you have something in my mind, but, that's something different from what you kind of try to say. So
Mm.
internal speech, you don't have any movement, right, in mouth, or at least you do not try to, or I don't know whether you have intention or not, but like, it's like, yes, what I want to say is this is like something a little bit different from,
Yeah. I know what you mean. So
yeah,
it's different from having a thought.
yeah,
This is
exactly, yeah.
like actual attempt speech. So it's
Mhm.
dedicated to generating actual speech from attempted speech. But it's
Mhm,
different from like I'm thinking about something and then you decode it right out.
mhm, 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 mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
Let me check. I have a feeling. Oh yeah. So yeah, it is different from inner speech. So the whole time the participant during data collection, the participant was trying to speak. I believe.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm wondering whether we can use the same approach to, you know, inner speech.
Yeah,
What?
there is. There are other papers that did that.
Ah, okay. I see. Mm,
I wonder what areas of the brain they will be decoding. Sometimes like the imagining oneself performing an action will also light up, have activities in the somatosensory area,
yeah.
SMC, right?
Mm.
So maybe imagined movement is the neural activity from imagined movement is enough
Mm,
for decoding.
mm. Maybe, yeah. Mm, yeah. But I was just, yeah, wondering whether it's possible or not.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, the inner speech, this one, so the current study, they use intracranial
yeah,
EKG. So
EKG, yeah.
basically, you have to open the brain to do that.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked the inner speech decoding ones. I'm not sure if they do it on healthy participants or people with epilepsy who's already having some intracranial EEG recording. If they do
Mm,
that on healthy participant, then it is most likely done with EEG.
mm,
Then it will make thought decoding too easy. That's kind of dangerous.
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, this level of, resolution, what they, you know, could achieve was like a 75% performance, right?
Mm.
So I don't know whether we can achieve more with EEG, non-invasive EEG. Plus, I guess, decode inner speech will be much, much more difficult than,
True.
decoding, this, speech, you know, when the person tried to speak out. So
Mm.
yeah, mm, I think it's better to be careful about that. These kind of, findings. Yeah.
And also, I we know that there are previous like other studies who that use this kind of similar approach, but to allow patients in paralysis or other motor um, deficiency to be able to move a robot arm in replacement of their own arm. So basically, the motor cortex signal will send to the robot arm, and then the robot arm will move, and then pick up things as well on the patient's will. So in that case, we can imagine in the future world that people in paralysis can probably kind of how do I say this, have a replica of themselves as like an entire robot, even with their face projecting on the robot's face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree. But the problem is that, what kind of, array do we need to record the whole brain or not the whole body, movement?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Well, probably the motor area will be sufficient. Maybe I don't.
Yeah. As this paper focused on speech, so we don't know whether we can decode something, like movement of legs or arms or something from this area. So, and also I don't know how, kind of not dangerous, but how much impact that inserting array can have to the brain. So yeah.
If it's just for capturing signal purpose, I think it's fine. But um if my knowledge serves, I know the Neuralink has proposed something like it will enhance your brain's ability, or like it will replace the damaged area of your brain. Like the unit will replace the functioning of the damaged area of your brain so that you can, if you cannot hear, you can hear again, or something like that. Oh. And then in that case, you can just like upgrade yourself like in video games. It's like earn money to install new units into your brain and then just like upgrade your. And also if you have a robot avatar of yourself, you can also like pay money to upgrade the functionalities of your avatar.
Yeah. 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 I like there are many people who like that kind of, ideas. But
yeah, I know. We all know that one person who will be happily projecting avatar to a robot, and then he himself doesn't need to leave home anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, anything to add? Maybe one last thing from me is that again, these studies or in the discussion part of this paper they mentioned this, but they did this try this method to only one person. So they said that whether this approach is practical or will give or will achieve the same performance for different person and with different types of brain damage, they don't know. So that's something we need to think about.
What was the brain damage that she suffers?
So she had some damage in the brain stem.
Oh.
Stroke. Yeah, I think.
Oh, so So the cortical areas are intact. It's just the downstream brainstem is
Yeah,
the brain cannot send signals down to the spinal cord.
yeah, I think so. I mean, in the figure 1, they show the, image, brain scanner image, and then they point out which, brain area got damaged, and they
Oh.
pointed out only the brainstem. I think it's pons or somewhere around that. Yeah, so the cortices are just, I guess, intact.
Mm,
Mm,
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, so if the damage is on the brainstem and downwards, then it will be fine. But damage on the motor cortex itself, then this technology will not be useful.
Yeah, think so. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we can try just the same, technique, but I think that performance will decrease quite a lot
Mm.
in that case. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that was the last comment from me. Chanshan, do you have anything?
Mm, this is probably really minor, but I wonder if this kind of approach will be more difficult in other languages, like some other languages at least.
Yeah.
Because
So, I don't know.
yeah, because other languages here, at least for like their attempts to uh recreate the movements of the speaking unit of the body.
Yeah.
Apparently, they only have like a few movements involved for speaking English, like four, like back tongue, front tongue, open mouth, closed mouth, or something like that.
Mm,
But then in other languages, you have more complex movements. For example, in Chinese, like Mandarin, you have like involves like the nose as well.
nose? Okay. Hmm.
Oh, probably. Oh, in English you have that as well. Like it's like you have like morning, and that's like we would say like the back nose sound, and then we have like nin, like not the without the G, then it's like a front
Mm,
nose sound.
mm,
And
mm.
then in German you have like the throat sound as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like R,
So
right? I guess.
like the
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So mm, so with for languages with more complex speech units,
Mm,
then
mm.
the decoding will be slightly more difficult.
Yeah,
And maybe it's possible that the performance may decline.
yeah.
It's just a guess.
Yeah, yeah. That's, I guess, yeah, possible. And also, I guess, all like, language models are, most of them are, trained on by using English. So if that person or the participant subject are English speaker, then that's fine. But, in this, paper, they use several different language model, I guess. And if we don't have, the same or something similar for different language, maybe the performance will decrease.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. I don't know which language is the most difficult in terms of, decoding, but yeah, language is, no, the English is the one used the most. So this is the, I guess, the maximum in a sense, yeah, achievable performance.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this like as they said in the paper as well, the performance of their entire protocol highly depends on the training set of the words and sentences. So in order for this to succeed, you do need these really sophisticated training language sets for that particular language.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, maybe this is not an issue after all, but I was thinking in Chinese, you have many Chinese characters, like probably like 10,000 of them. But I don't know the actual numbers of like, everyday use, how many Chinese characters you need. But the sounds, like the phone units, I don't know whether it's more complex than English or simpler. Well, it's hard to estimate at this point because
Yeah.
right. And also one thing, it's probably related to its text decoding. So here in Chinese is like tonal language. So the sound direction of the sound, even if the same pronunciation, if the sound is different, then it conveys different meaning. And also there are a lot of you can have phrases that sounds very similar, but they have different meanings. And only when it is embedded in a sentence that you can know which you're referring to. So it's a kind of very highly embedded kind of language. So that will pose difficulties for this kind of model. But yeah, we'll see. They should try it on different languages to see how well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, do you have
That's
anything
it?
else?
No,
Yep.
I don't. So
Okay.
shall we wrap up here? Yeah. Okay, then see you next week. Bye bye.